ever since 2024. Every single year. This is the best Windows laptop.
Is it better than MacBook?
For the price, this is the best Windows laptop you can buy.
Is it better than a MacBook?
Best Windows laptop. Powerful Windows laptop.
Is it better than...
Until 2024. This right here. I mean, when MacBook switched to M1 in 2020, they had a massive lead. But first, the whole AI saga in Windows, then Core Ultra CPUs, then Snapdragon, and it feels like this is the year for Windows laptop. Like MacBook? Ooh. And I'm saying that after using enough Windows laptop this year. Like this laptop right here is Lenovo Yoga Pro 9i, and this has some really good specs for the price and a big catch for all the Windows laptop out there. Now, there's nothing to unbox as such, and we'll talk about some practical stuff, like not read specs out of a paper. Come on. And of course, there's the usual stuff. It's a whole metallic build, right from the lid to the base to the deck. And even if I use my humongously thick fingers and put all the human force that makes sense while typing on a keyboard, there is zero deck flex. The keys are backlit, it automatically turns on when there's no light. But here's three things which are really good in this Lenovo Yoga Pro 9i. The display on the front is 3.2K 16-inch 165Hz mini LED display. This is a gorgeous display with touchscreen support and Dolby Vision. The other day I was watching El Camino on Netflix, which is Dolby Vision, and the brightness can go up to 1200 nits. Like everything looks so good. Like if I place it side by side with a non-Dolby Vision display, you can see the difference. Now you would be like, what's mini LED? Well, mini LED is a better form of IPS LCD display where the backlight has individual zones to turn off. So dark videos like this look pitch black like OLED, but mini LED also has its own quirks. Like if I increase the size of the cursor and I slowly move it on a dark screen, you can see the glow or blooming around the edges, but it shouldn't be that big of a problem. It's only visible when there's a logo at the bottom on a black screen or an app's splash screen, like to-doom, Netflix. And number two, listen to the speakers. Like, damn, it has 6 speakers, 2 on the front, 4 on the back, and hands down, this is the loudest and the quality speaker I've ever seen on any laptop. Now there is support for Dolby Atmos. There is a Dolby app where you can customize the setting. I mostly left it to movies and detail. I also like the trackpad. If you compare it with the MacBook M3 Pro, it's big and adequate. And the good thing is, even if you rest your palm on the trackpad, it ignores it and there's no problem in scrolling. What I felt is the side edges of the laptop are smooth and round, which feels nice. But the bottom part is slightly edgy, which feels pokey initially, but you get used to it over time. But I would have preferred if it was well-rounded like the sides. Now, this is a full-size keyboard. The typing keys are pretty big. The keys have a very good travel and sound to them when you type. There's a small indent on the keys, so it's hard to miss keystrokes when you type quickly or even hit the edge of the key. The third thing which is good are the ports. Now, Lenovo Yoga Pro 9i is a part of Yoga series, like blame the naming, but it's different. It doesn't turn all the way around like the Yoga series, and usually brands reuse the motherboard of the older series, and that's why you get the same ports in the entire series. But here, the ports are different. You get a full-size HDMI port, one USB-C port, one Thunderbolt 4 port, 3.5mm headphone jack, 2 USB-A ports, a full-size SD card reader. Like, yay! Finally, a productivity or Windows laptop that understands cameras have SD cards. We need it. I mean, I'm not even gonna compare it with the ports on the MacBook. There is also this physical shutter button for camera privacy. You know, if you use your laptop at those places.
Yeah, boy.
Now, the laptop can charge via Type-C, but if you want fast charging or full power output, you'll have to use Lenovo's own 170-watt adapter, which works via this proprietary port. By the way, this has a 5-megapixel webcam and it can do full 2K recording, and here's how the video quality is. But here's the interesting part. Suppose there is Dinesh behind me and he's making a huge siren sound, and there's also a TV serial running on my smartphone. Full volume, and hold on. I just turn on AI noise cancelling, and now you can see the voice almost disappears. Like, it's like even my smartphone is not working. Like, this is full volume and this is working. And this is an Intel Evo certified laptop, and the standards for Intel Evo certification has changed in 2024. Like, some of them are, the laptop needs to have on-device AI processing, the laptop needs to have 10 plus hours of battery life, and the laptop needs to have power on time of less than 1.5 seconds. apart from all those bells and whistles, here's the part where I would say this just beats the MacBook. Through it. अभी आज ही खरीदा है. And I'm talking about a MacBook M3 Pro that costs almost 2 lakh rupees. You put it on Cinebench R23, single core is more or less same, but in multi-core it just destroys the MacBook. If you pick up Geekbench ML, again the scores are pretty crazy. Right here is top of the line Windows laptop. You get Core Ultra 9 185H CPU, 32GB RAM, 1TB SSD, NVIDIA RTX 4050 GPU. Now, two things to note here is, this is an H series CPU. In case you don't know, Intel CPU have 3 variants. U series, which is for low power but higher battery efficiency, P series for balance between performance and battery efficiency, and then H series for high performance tasks. This here is H series. Core 9 Ultra 185H with 16 cores, 10 efficiency cores clocked at 3.8 GHz and 6 performance cores clocked at 3.9 GHz. Now, since this is an Ultra series, you get integrated Intel Arc GPU and 2 NPU cores that can process AI tasks on device. The second part is TGP. Like if you see two laptops with RTX 4050, they might sound same, but they are not the same. Same, but different. You always have to look for TGP, which is the power draw. The higher the TGP, better the performance. So this right here is 100 watt TGP. This is the basic that you need for good video editing or 3D rendering tasks. Now I ran 3D Mark, it scored 7355. Lenovo also gives you an option to overclock the GPU. So if you do that, see here, there is about 10-20% increase in benchmark score. Usually you do that if you're doing a heavy rendering task for that short quick burst of power. In terms of upgradability, if you see, it's very easy to remove the back panel. However, the RAM here is soldered, but you get an additional SSD slot, so you can upgrade up to 2 TB SSD. But while buying the laptop, ensure how much RAM do you need, because there's a 16GB RAM option with Core 7 Ultra variant, and then you have 32GB or 64GB RAM option with the Core 9 Ultra variant. Now, this right here is a productivity laptop and more focused towards AI performance. 5 tasks that I did, and I believe the performance was crazy. Like, I use Photoshop daily and it has generative fill. Selecting layers, editing them, adding, modifying them, removing background worked really well. And here's one feature that I really love. Since it uses IR and on-device AI, the moment I get up from my place, the laptop automatically locks, and as soon as I sit, it unlocks by scanning my face. This worked very well and every single time. Plus, doing heavier tasks like Premiere Pro, doing 4K video editing was pretty fluid. Like you can see the video timeline and the performance. Now, in fact, we also do live and we use OBS to connect 2 cameras running 4K stream. It did all of that with ease. And here's something about future. The new Core Ultra Intel CPUs have 2 AI cores, and I just installed this GIMP beta app and it can use the Intel's NPU and do AI tasks on device. And in future, as more and more apps get compatible with the Intel's NPU, the AI performance will increase. Now, the only thing where I feel Windows still has that catch is battery power or plugged in. See, I ran single core bench when the laptop was plugged in. You can see it draws power about 20 to 30 watt. But as soon as I run the same benchmark by removing the charger, the power draw drops to 1/3. And this is the thing with Windows laptop. The performance plugged in versus performance on battery is completely different. This is where Macs are very solid and well optimized. I feel Windows has that performance battle won by 90% when it's charging. Rest, the battery life is average. If I'm using it on 165Hz on about 50% brightness, it lasted 5 to 6 hours. And if I put it back to 60Hz and do light tasks, the battery life stretches to about 9 hours. Now, the Core 7 Ultra version of this laptop with RTX 4050 costs 1.54 lakh. In fact, the i9 version that we have goes like 1.75 lakhs. You can check out the product from the link in the description. Last I checked, you could customize the laptop based on memory, display, processor, all of that stuff. Also, there's a coupon code just below it. Use it if you want it. On that note, this is signing off. See you in the next video. Pew, pew, pew.